Ask Reddit by Jesus CHR. What's weird about your body? Deleted. Adult knee. My proportions are all over the place. I used to study art. In drawing class, we had to study human proportions using our hands and strange positions and our bodies in front of mirror. I got a bad grade, was told that my proportions were wrong. I had to go show the teacher that, yes, my thighs are unusually long, my pinky's abnormally short, etc. My grade was changed. Similar story here. I like to tell people that I'm scientifically fugly. I was born with a webbed hand. Had a bunch of surgeries to correct it, but my hand is smaller than my normal hand and my co-workers call me Tiny Paw. I hope you don't mind the nickname because I think it's so cute and endearing. Deleted. My dad had 2 mechanical valves and a pacemaker. I could hear him ticking from across the room. Amazing what modern medicine can do. If I have to pee really bad, I get a sharp pain in my molars. My gums itch when I have to pee real bad. This is the closest I've heard to that. Deleted. Your mom's uterus was just like N, just throw M in there. If it fits, it's fine. Deleted. My fingerprints have almost faded away. I'm 56, and I can't use those fingerprint readers for anything. It happened to my mom, and now my 31-year-old daughters are going. It's weird. The perfect criminal. My right ear has a little point at the top, like an elf. My son's right ear has a notch, like it's missing the extra I have. Weird. That's called a Darwin's point, or Darwin's tubercle. It's a remnant from our primate ancestors. I've got it on one ear too. My body does not make its own antibodies. So once a week for the last 15 years, I've had to get an infusion of antibodies that are pulled from plasma donations. If you donate plasma, thank you for keeping me alive. Glad to know my donations aren't just because I need money right now. Hope you're doing okay. My birthmark is on my inner ass cheek and it looks like I missed a spot when wiping. So, username checks out. Deleted. One of my molars roots took a 90-degree turn in my jaw. Had to have that one removed many years ago, and when they did it they had to saw out part of my jaw. Took forever and they had to give me like a billion shots to keep my face numb. Went back years later to get another tooth, normal roots, pulled, and was surprised there was no saw and just pliers and that it only took a few minutes. I have extra pair of ribs, and both of my kidneys are on my right side. How did you find out about your kidneys? I know what human spinal fluid tastes like. Last year, a sinus specialist discovered I had a 7mm hole in the wall between my left sinus cavity and my cranial cavity. No clue exactly how long it's been there, but I've had a runny nose as long as I can remember. It was spinal fluid. Very salty. Got it patched up, and after some insane headaches while my cranial cavity regulated the pressure, I'm doing much better. Edit. I've seen replies of people having the same symptoms. I highly encourage you to see a specialist because CSF, cerebrospinal fluid, leaks are how meningitis can happen. Tell your doctor that the liquid is clear and watery and has a very salty taste. Those are the hallmarks of CSF. I had this as well. Every time I would bend over, it would pour out like a faucet. White freckles. I'm black. This is cool. I need to see this. My eyes have been misaligned since birth. I've had 2 surgeries, one immediately after birth, and one in high school, to try to correct it, but they are still misaligned by about 1 degree, possibly more now considering it's been many years. This means I've never been able to use both of my eyes at once, so I do not have depth perception. People sometimes ask what it's like not having depth perception, and my response is, what's it like to have depth perception? Until the second surgery I had to wear glasses, but afterwards my eyes were close enough that my brain could automatically choose which one to use based on the distance of whatever I was looking at. This is handy because one of my eyes is nearsighted and the other is farsighted, so I get the advantages of both. I'm also double jointed in the hips and can put my feet behind my head, and I walk duck-footed thanks to my weird feet. Have you heard of the company Neuralens? Their whole thing is correcting eye misalignment using contour prism eyeglass lenses. I wonder if they could help with that last degree. I birthed a fully intact empty amniotic sac when I gave birth to my son. The doctor looked at me like I shape-shifted into an alien. It's a superstition in my culture, Italian, that anyone born in an amniotic sac still intact, a call, is a witch. I have a straight line of freckles from my shoulder, down my arm, to my middle finger. Well, now I'm imagining them glowing and charging up when you're preparing to flip the ultimate bird. I sneeze when I'm really hungry. My grandma sneezes every night after dinner. Not all meals, just dinner. We always know when she's done eating because she will sit there and sneeze at least 20 times. Always wondered what causes that. I have 3 kidneys, 2 that tried to kill me and 1 that I received from an unknown hero. I love that. My mom gave a kidney to a stranger, they became best friends after that. She got 13 extra, healthy years she never would have had. I have a little stump in my pinky that's an extra finger. Doctor wrapped thread around it when I was born. Cool. I was born with 11 fingers as well. Extra pinky, although it didn't look the way it should. They made 1 pinky out of the 2, but a small piece of nail from the extra pinky stayed behind and now grows out of the side of my pinky, near the joint. So I actually have to clip that mini nail sometimes because it's so sharp. My vision is black and white like 1/3 of the time for no reason. Doesn't relate to being lightheaded or anything, just weird. One of your wires is loose, try unplugging and firmly plugging back in, or jiggling it to rebuild the connection. Joking aside, what, that's so strange. How long does it last? I was getting custom molded earplugs made to block out the sound of our next door neighbor and his, at least, 3 different alarms that go off between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. I have always struggled with the normal foam earplugs, ever quite able to get them to fit properly or having much sound deadening taking place when I did manage to get them crammed into mallet holes. The audiologist who was taking the impressions of my ears commented that I have unusually narrow ear canals. Guess that explains the problems with other earplugs. Hello fellow small-eared person. I have 2 uteruses, uteri, that is. Successful pregnancy at all? Which uterus? Woke up paralyzed from the chest down one day aged 27. Spinal MS transverse myelitis, no recovery, none expected, but it's so weird that even my neuro is like this. Phenotype is vanishingly rare in Europeans and whatever you're doing seems to be working when I ask him for any advice. Looking through the local medical records, university access, I can't pinpoint a single person with a case like mine in the last 100 years. I'm confused. So did you recover or are you in the process of recovery? If not, what's the meaning of the neuro's comment that whatever you're doing seems to be working? Also, I'm very sorry this happened to you.